Hey, what's good, brothers and sisters? How y'all doing today? Today I'm going to talk to y'all about the truth about anxiety. In the movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie, they tell you the truth about anxiety, but you've got to when you watch things, you've got to be watching things in the spirit, right? The subliminal messages and the truth. Just like when you listen to so-called sovereign citizens, a good 60% of their information that they're spewing is disinformation and misinformation, but they screw up because they give you a good 30 to 40% truth, and they base their lies upon the foundation of truth, right? So in the movie Wanted, they tell him about his anxiety attacks, right? They explain how your heart, it beats at least 10 times faster than it normally beats when you have an anxiety attack or a panic attack, right? Which means that you are getting an adrenaline rush. And you're able to step out of what we call time. You know, time really doesn't exist in the moment of an anxiety attack, all right? But you have to let go of fear and worry. Just to let you know, fear and worry is the exact opposite of faith. So, for those of y'all that have anxiety attacks, you'll see, now that I've brought this truth to your attention, that you have these panic and anxiety attacks when you're around evil spirits or dangerous situations, when you don't feel comfortable, right? You might be in a big crowd, you might be around people that you might not have never noticed, but now you'll notice now that the people that you're around, the spirits that you're around, they make you so uncomfortable, etc. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's the truth about anxiety attacks. It's actually a gift, all right? Look, don't take no medicines. I was on medications my entire life. I was actually poisoned with via medications, so-called medications. They're actually called drugs, right? RX drugs. The pharmacies, drug dealers. That's not a conspiracy. Well, it is a conspiracy, but it's not a conspiracy theory, right? Because that's oxymoronic. You can get charged with conspiracy to commit murder, but you cannot get charged with conspiracy theory to do anything, all right? So conspiracies are real, but anyways, so yeah, that's a gift, right? It's just like what they call your senses, or what's it called? Like you just know when something isn't right, or you can kind of feel when something is wrong, right? That's a gift. Or that might actually be an angel or God pretty much speaking directly to your spirit. You're not going to hear a voice, right? You just get this feeling. You can kind of feel it, right? These thoughts will come into your head and you'll be like, okay, that ain't right. You know, you'll just notice little key things. Now, it was hard for me to get off medication because I was indoctrinated into believing that I needed the medication and etc., right? But I prayed for the strength to get off the medications that were actually addictive to begin with. Just like I prayed for the strength to get off of the drugs. That's right, I used to be addicted to drugs. So brothers and sisters, when you look at the paperwork, ask the doctor. Mothers and fathers who have children, demand the paperwork for the medications, which shows all of the side effects. 9 times out of 10, it'll be more than 1 page for each medication of the list of side effects. Now, what you'll see on these papers, you got to pay attention to these words. It'll say that the so-called medication, right? It'll say that it may help with such and such symptoms, okay? Which means that it does not guarantee to help with any symptoms, and it is not claiming to be a cure for anything, all right? But then it goes on to say that studies have proven the the long list of side effects are proven to happen, right? People that they've tested these medications on, they have documented evidence that it causes a long list of side effects, and that's the long list that you'll get from the doctors, right? You can also go online for these lists. I'm not sure the websites because I haven't taken medication in several years, right? But death is almost always on the side effect list. That's right, brothers and sisters. Tell me how they can kill somebody with their medications, so-called medications, with their drugs, and then go around and sell it. Sell it to your children. Prescribe it to your children. That is evil, wicked. They know for a fact that their drugs have been proven to kill people, and they still give it to your children. All right. So the truth about anxiety is it's basically a superpower. If you let go of fear and worry, and you're in a dangerous situation and you start feeling an anxiety attack, if you learn how to control it, it's like an adrenaline rush on steroids or something. Like it's supernatural is what it is. You can do all kinds of wild things that you would have never even thought of, because when your heart is beating that fast and you've got that much adrenaline pumping through your veins, you if you just don't worry or doubt anything or fear anything and you're put in a dangerous situation, you could be in a room full of 10 people that's trying to hurt you, and you will demolish all 10 of those people. It's written in scripture that you cannot be harmed as long as you got the full armor of God on, brothers and sisters. Think about when you see when you see aftermaths of tornadoes and you see a whole neighborhood destroyed by the tornado, but then there's that one house that doesn't have a scratch on it. There's no debris in their yard. There's no tree leaning against their house, nothing. That house is perfect, as if it wasn't even in the neighborhood, right? It looks like it was moved from another neighborhood, or it looks like the whole neighborhood was demolished intentionally by the construction equipment, demolition equipment, and that house is still standing intentionally. That's because scripture says that the righteous believers, they will see the destruction, but it will not come nigh to them, right? You will see thousands fall at your right side and thousands fall at your left side, but you will not fall, right? And it says that these demons will come at you one way and they will flee from you 7 ways. So that's the truth. I could go on and on about bipolar and all these other so-called mental disorders. They don't exist. They're not real. They're not, at the very least, they're not what they're telling you that they are. Bipolar, I could get into the occultic teachings of the poles, right? Bipolar, the North Pole, the South Pole, etc. You got to think about the fact that the hospitals alone and the EMS, they have the Baphomet symbol on the side of them, on the side of the building, on the side of the ambulance, right? You need to wake up, brothers and sisters, for real. You need to wake up. There's something else I was going to say, but I can't really remember what it was. But I love y'all. And yeah, I'm just coming at you with the truth, as usual. One love, peace, and fortitude.